Ghostbusters franchise has always been a beloved part of pop culture, but ranking its movies from worst to best is a task that's sure to spark heated debates. With the recent release of Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which surprisingly crossed the $100 million domestic box office mark despite a slow start, it's clear this franchise still has a pulse. While some count it as the fourth installment, let's be real, it's the fifth if you include Paul Feig's 2016 Reboot, a film that remains divisive to this day. Critics may have been lukewarm on Frozen Empire, but fans seem to be eating it up, especially with the original Ghostbusters taking center stage. All this got me thinking, which Ghostbusters movie truly reigns supreme? Here's my definitive ranking, from the least impressive to the absolute best. But here's where it gets controversial. I'm sure some of you will disagree, so don't hold back in the comments. Let's dive in. Ghostbusters 2016. Let's address the elephant in the room. Paul Feig's female-led reboot wasn't the disaster some made it out to be, at least not in my eyes. I remember the uproar it caused, with fans and critics alike tearing it apart. Even my mildly positive review sparked years of angry emails and YouTube comments questioning my credibility. And this is the part most people miss. While the film had its moments, with a talented cast including Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, and Leslie Jones, it was doomed from the start. Sony's decision to politicize the reboot by framing it as a gender-swapped remake of the original was a misstep. Had it simply existed within the Ghostbusters universe without trying to replace the classic, it might have fared better. Chris Hemsworth's comedic turn as the dim-witted secretary was a highlight, but ultimately, the film couldn't escape its own baggage. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire 2024. In my initial review, while it doesn't match the brilliance of the original, it has its shining moments. The first act, which shows the Ghostbusters broke and struggling to make ends meet, is genuinely compelling. Bill Murray's portrayal of Venkman as a washed-up TV psychic is spot on, and his rundown New York apartment perfectly captures his post-breakup depression. But here's where it gets controversial. The absence of Elmer Bernstein's iconic score is a glaring omission. If the original themes had returned, this sequel might have been received far more warmly. The budding romance between Rick Moranis' Louis and Annie Potts' Janine is also a sweet touch. Ghostbusters Afterlife 2021, Jason Reitman's Afterlife struck a chord with me for its ability to balance nostalgia with fresh storytelling. It captures the perfect blend of threat and charm, reminiscent of American Graffiti but with a Ghostbusters twist. The emotional reunion of the original team with Egon's ghost is a standout moment, and the film deserves more credit than it often gets. Paul Rudd, Carrie Coon, Finn Wolfhard, and McKenna Grace are fantastic additions, and Olivia Wilde's cameo is a delightful surprise. And this is the part most people miss. It's a textbook example of how to reboot a franchise without alienating longtime fans. Ghostbusters 1984. Was there ever any doubt about the top spot? The original Ghostbusters is a masterpiece, seamlessly blending comedy and horror in a way that few films have ever replicated. Ivan Reitman's direction, the unforgettable score, and the phenomenal cast, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, and more, make this a timeless classic. Even the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man steals the show. If you've never seen it in theaters, do yourself a favor and catch it on the big screen with an audience. I'll never forget watching it at TIFF with Bill Murray in attendance. It was pure magic. So there you have it. My Ghostbusters ranking, from the least to the greatest. But here's the real question. Do you agree, or do you think I've completely missed the mark? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep the debate alive.